And Spurs boss Antonio Conte was speaking to talkSPORT. Sam Matterface following their 4-2 defeat to City last night. He said he doesn't need to change his tactics.
Not to change formation, because I think this is the formation that protect a lot defensively. I think that we have to try to be more focused. Sometimes to win duels, we have to pay more attention and to defend much more better.
Let's get your view, the football fan, on all of the above. 03717223344. That's the number. Richard, the Man City fan, has dialed. Hello, Richie Rich.
Afternoon. I hope you're all right.
We are good. We're very well. Were you there last night?
I was there last night. I was so excited to go. I was on the bus down there with my son, and I was thinking, after the United game, which was, well, that's gone now, we forgot about it. But after the United game, I was so up for last night, and I could feel my energy rising as I went to the game. And then the teams came out onto the pitch, and I had to take my hat off because I can't hear anyone. There was no cheering, there was no atmosphere. And then a couple of goals before half-time, there was boos. I don't think that's headlines. There was a few people. But to be honest, that summed up the atmosphere. The boos are half-hearted as well. There wasn't any sort of real passion behind them.
Rich, why were they booing, though? Can you understand the fans booing?
To be honest, they're probably booing themselves, because the way they were sat there...
Sorry, they're booing themselves? I've never heard that before, Richard.
No, I don't know.
Boo me.
Disappointment at the way the team came out, but the fans have got to have take some responsibility for me, because for me they're the players are going to mirror how they are on the sidelines and the atmosphere they create, and it wasn't good enough from the fans tonight. And Pep, fully behind him for what he said. What an absolute leader. He's come out and said the right things today. He's called out the fans. He's called out the players on the pitch. Some of them tackles on Rico Lewis I could see in the stadium and thinking, why aren't these the other players going and supporting him? Why aren't they getting in the referee's ear? And all that just creates the right atmosphere for the fans to get behind the team. Now, if we don't see players getting angry and getting upset and passionate, then you're not going to get it from the fans. But it's same for us. When those teams came out against Tottenham yesterday, we should have been fully behind them. We should have been cheering and fully behind them.
Okay, Richard, great call. Let's go to Matt, the Spurs fan. Thanks, Rich. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, it's loud. How are you? Are you all right? You well?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been a Spurs fan for 50 years. Okay. And when we went 2-0 up at half-time, even though it was all City in the first half, I seriously thought for like 5 seconds that we might be able to hang on to it. And then I thought to myself, actually, no, we probably won't. So I looked up the odds, and after we went 2-0 up at half-time, the odds on City to win the match were 6-1.
Right.
So I lumped on at 6-1.
What did you have on it?
And because
No, what did you have on it? What?
100 quid at 6-1.
Blimey, calm down. Be careful, all right? Yeah. Children listening.
No. Well, the thing was, I knew that this was going to happen because we're so Spursy. And I thought to myself, what we need to do is, like, for 20 minutes, keep it tight, make sure that we don't give anything away, just keep our shape. And, of course, we didn't do any of that.
No, you're right. So the moment City got the goal, you went, here we go.
I did think Spurs needed a third goal to get a draw.
But do you know what, though? I know this is going to sound bonkers, but in recent times, we're seeing teams going 2 up. World Cup, prime example. We saw so many teams go 2 up and then get pegged back.
You've played the game at the highest level. I often see a 2-0 lead. He's like, It's like I know this sounds mad, but I sometimes feel a 2-0 lead is worse than a 1-0 lead.
You know what? I'm with you.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Like the 2-0 lead are bonkers. But whenever a team goes 2-0 up, you think, boy, it's comfortable.
Nick one.
And it's mad, isn't it?
It is. But it does.
But the other team goes wobbly. You 2-0 up, you think you're cruising.
Yeah.
The other team scores and it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Do you
remember when Spurs were 3 up against Man United at White Hart Lane and United won 5-3? Do you remember that?
Is there Veron and people like that? Van der Sar and them boys?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Bex was playing, talk to Spurs. Gary's a Spurs fan. Hi, Gaz.
Yeah, hello, mate. How are you? Everything good?
Well, I'm okay. How are you on the back of that?
Not very good, but as forecast, I did ring up 2 weeks ago and said about Antonio Conte. It sounds strange. He's in over his head here. I mean, here we have a guy who's got a fantastic record, certainly a defensive record. And every soundbite, every interview I see and hear from him, I mean, he's saying that the system that we got, this 3-4-3, that's all my players can understand. I can't get any more out of these players. I mean, this is a bloke that has done everything everywhere, albeit for a maximum of 2 seasons, and then he walks anyway.
Do you know what, Gary, right? It's funny you should say that, because I was speaking to one of my friends, a Chelsea fan, and he said he sees the same similarities in Conte as he did when he was at Chelsea.
Really?
First season, it was like the emotions were running when they were winning the league, and everything was fantastic. The moment it kind of switched, I think it was the second season, and things weren't going as well, his whole demeanour changed. There was no more excitement there. He just stand there with his arms crossed. There was no real engagement with the players. And you're seeing a little bit of that with Conte now. So,
it's a horrible situation he's in at Spurs, right? Because they need him to sign the contract, but he's not going to sign it until he gets back.
But if he wants it to get better, just sign it then.
Yeah.
But
then if he signs it and he's not got back in, he's going to stay there.
You made a good point. I think it was earlier on in the week. Have the two bits in front of you.
Right.
As soon as you sign the contract, funds released.
Yeah.